What if you could help people feel more resourceful just by asking a few questions? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, I'm going to be talking about 8 ways that you can help people feel more resourceful. I want to welcome you to another episode of Master the Mind. In this series, I help you to make an impact in someone's life, even if it's just your own. And today, we are going to be talking about how you can help people feel more resourceful just by asking powerful questions. So, let's get going. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment that, you know, the Super Mario game. If you've ever played that game while we were growing up, if you haven't, I feel sorry for you. You've missed out. Nothing more to say about that. Yes. Anyhow, but if you know the Super Mario game, Super Mario like runs through and he gets this star and he becomes invincible. He can run through anything and nothing can stop him. And ultimately, this is how most people are, because we are very vulnerable as people. But then when we become resourceful, when we get that star, when we get that feeling of being invincible, then nothing can stop us. And we want to be able to give that feeling to people. When I talk about making an impact in someone's life, it's like, how can you make them feel more powerful? And the challenge is that so many people, so many of us, a lot of our decisions or a lot of people's decisions come from fear, from worry. We're too afraid to do something. And so we take decisions like, you know what, I maybe I won't do this. Maybe I won't take this risk. Maybe I won't, because we're taking that decision from a place of fear. And here's the challenge, is our decisions create our outcomes. And our outcomes create our whole life. So everything comes down to the decisions, and the decisions that we make in any given moment are dependent on how we feel, how resourceful we are. If we're in a state of fear and worry, we're going to take a very different decision than when we feel powerful, when we feel resourceful, when we are more confident within ourselves. So, you know, if you want to make an impact in someone's life, you just have to help people just change how they decide, make them a bit more resourceful. And, you know, it's so woo saying you can change someone's life. But I truly believe that if you can help someone just change a decision that they're going to make in a moment, and just changing the decision they're going to make in a moment can literally change their life. But changing a decision in a moment just literally goes down to changing how they feel, how resourceful they are. And so when in the series, I talk about how to impact people, and impacting people is literally sometimes just about helping people to feel more resourceful. So, hey, CA, I have no idea what you wrote, but I just wanted to say hi. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. All right, cool. So let's talk about 8 steps that you can use to help people feel more resourceful, and 8 questions that you can go through in order to help people to feel more resourceful and to achieve a whole lot more. So let's get going with number one. Number one. So first of all, you want to remind them of a challenge that they've overcome, right? So what's a big challenge or obstacle that you have overcome? You know, if you're talking to someone and they are going through a challenge, and, you know, just before we get into that challenge that you're going through, just remind me something that you've overcome in the past, like a big challenge that was something that was a big challenge. Sometimes you might need to kind of get their mind going, like maybe at university, it was the biggest challenge in the world. You think you weren't going to pass, but then you did, right? And now it's just like, yeah, it's in the background, it's done. What is a big challenge or obstacle that you have overcome, that you've gone through in the past? So ask them that. That's number one. Then number two. what helped you overcome it? So now that they've thought of this thing, that this challenge that they've overcome in the past, they're reminding themselves that, okay, maybe I'm not as uh, uh, as prone to non-achievement as I thought. Okay, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. You've just reminded them of something they've won in the past, and then you just sort of say, okay, so what helped you overcome that in the past? You know, what's a state or a feeling that you had that was useful, that you did over there that could be useful here? And so someone goes, you know what, when I was at university, it was the biggest challenge. I never thought I was going to pass my exams, etc., whatever. But then I just said, I just have to work at it every single day. I had determination. Okay, and then you say, okay, so determination helps you over there. What other resources, what other states did you have then that could be useful over here? And you ask them that question and get them just to talk about it. Just get them to talk about it. And when people talk about some of the things that they already have within them, they already experienced it, they've already done these things, so they can bring it back again, and you're just reminding them of how powerful they are. When you have a resource like that, then it's time to milk it. It's time to really get more juice out of this resource that they've given you. So you ask them, so okay, make that feeling stronger. Like, okay, so when you have determination, you said determination helped you over there, and it's going to help you in your challenge now. When you feel determined, like, what do you do with your body? How is your head when you're determined? And they'll say, oh, my head is high. What are you doing with your shoulders when you're determined? Like, show me. And they'll do something with their body. Okay, how are you breathing when you feel determined? And all of these things help to recreate a feeling of determination within that person. Because when they focus on a feeling of determination and how they have been doing determination in the past, they start to feel determined. I'll give you another example. If you talk about a sad story, have you ever felt sad? Or if you talked about a funny story, have you ever felt happy or started to laugh when you talked about a funny story? Guess what? If you talk about a time when you were determined in your life, you'll start to feel determined. And so this is so powerful. Where do you feel it in your body? And ask them that. So this is number 3. Number 4. So once you've got they've told you, okay, I was determined, etc., and then you say, okay, so this challenge that you're facing in your life now, if you are more determined, it will help you. What else could you feel? What else is going to be useful? And they might say, oh, you know what? If I was confident, that would be more useful. So you say, okay, confidence. So you want more confidence, right? Okay, yes. And so you just find out a couple more states that they would feel that were useful. And then you move on to number 5. Number 5. If they say, I want to feel more confident, like I need more confidence, you say, okay, great. Tell me about a time, you felt confidence before, am I right? And they'll say, yes. So you get, okay, well, tell me about that time, like when you felt confidence. Like, tell me about a time where you felt really, really confident. What were you seeing? What did you see? What did you hear? What did you feel? The more that they talk about a time that they felt confident, the more that they will feel confident. All right. And this is all that this section is about. When we talk about helping people to feel more resourceful, you're getting them to talk about times in their life when they had resources, so that they are remembering what it's like. When you get someone to talk about funny things for a long period of time, they're going to laugh. If you get someone to talk about sad things for a long period of time, they're going to cry. If you talk about something that's painful, someone's going to be hurting. If they talk about something that makes them feel confident, they are going to start to feel confident. And that's what this is all about. You want to give them resources. You want to get them to feel the things that they want, so that they can remind themselves how to achieve it. So that is number 5.
Number 6.
And then number 6 is, once they've got it, once they've talked about it, they've talked about, oh, I want to feel confident. Yes, I remember this time, and I was saving cats from being eaten by dogs, and I felt confident. I don't know, whatever. But then you just sort of say, okay, great. Now, so you remember that time, and I'm guessing you're feeling a bit more confident now. And they'll say, yeah. Okay, great. Where in your body do you feel this confidence? Okay, anytime someone says they have a feeling, typically they feel it somewhere in their body. We never think about this. But when you ask that question, again, they're focusing inside. They go, I feel it in my chest. Okay, so you feel confidence in your chest. Give it a color. And they go, and you just say, first color that comes to mind. And someone will say red. As soon as they do this, as soon as you get them to kind of focus on these things, they are starting to grow that feeling. They are starting to feel more resourceful because they're growing that feeling. You're making that feeling stronger and stronger. So that's number 6. You're just growing the feeling by getting them to focus on it in different ways that are stranger than they've focused on it before.
And here's number 7.
So once you've done that, you've got them to focus on it, you just say, okay, so now moving forward, what can you do in any given moment that can bring this back, this feeling back? If you wanted to feel confident, what could you do? And asking this question helps people to take ownership of bringing that feeling back whenever they want, knowing that they can actually create this feeling of confidence. And if you've asked a number of these questions correctly, someone might just say, oh, just think of the red color in my chest, or I just need to change how I'm using my body, or something like that. But get them to come up with the answer themselves. Or they might say, I just might write something to myself, or do something, or etc. So, but let them figure out how can they start to feel more resourceful at any given moment in their life, right? So that is number 7. And now finally, number 8 is a different kind of being resourceful, which is not internal, which is external. Like, remind them that of other help that they have in their life, right? So they have friends, they have software, they have tools, they have diaries, they have habits that they can do. And just sort of, so ask them, what software, what tools, what habits, what people, who can help you achieve your goal? Who can support you in achieving your goals? Who can help you along your journey? These just remind people of other resources that they have at their disposal. And so with that, that's number 8, and our final one. So these are just a number of different ways that you can help people to feel more resourceful, to feel more empowered, just like Super Mario getting the star, becoming a bit more invincible and being able to tackle some of the different challenges in their lives. When you get someone to feel these different things, they're going to make better decisions. They're going to take different actions. And because they make better decisions, they take better actions, they're going to get better results in their life. And you, in that way, can make a huge impact on their life. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I want to finish this video off and just remind you that where focus goes, energy flows. And so in asking a lot of these questions, we're getting people to change their focus and to focus on a whole bunch of more resourceful states. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I will see you on another episode real soon. Peace out, one love, and if you have not, please do subscribe to my channel, and I thank you once again for watching. Now go out, make an impact in someone's life, even if it's your own. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out, and I'll see you on another episode real soon. Bye for now.